My beloved friends, every morning when we open our eyes, we are given a gift, a new day, a new beginning. But let me tell you, your day does not begin with the sunrise outside. It begins with the sunrise inside your heart. The words you whisper to yourself in the stillness of morning, they are seeds. And those seeds, whether of fear or of faith, of doubt or of courage, will grow and shape the harvest of your entire day. So many people wake up and immediately say to themselves, I am tired, I am weak, I cannot. And without knowing, they chain their own spirit before they even step out of bed. But if you will learn to tell yourself powerful things in the morning, you will unlock strength you did not know you had, joy that cannot be taken away, and faith that moves mountains. Today, I want to share with you 12 powerful things you must tell yourself every morning. If you will listen carefully, and if you will practice these words daily, I believe your life will never be the same. Not because the world will change first, but because you will change first. And when you change, your world will follow. Stay with me, my friends. Do not let your mind wander. For what you are about to hear is not just motivation. It is a key, a principle, a spiritual law. And when you apply it, it will transform your mornings, your days, and your destiny. My friends, let me ask you this. When you open your eyes in the morning, what is the very first thing that runs through your mind? Is it worry? Is it fear about what might happen during the day? Is it regret about what you could not change yesterday? Or is it faith, hope, and expectation that today is a gift from God, a day loaded with possibilities? The truth is, the very first thoughts that enter your heart in the morning are like a compass. They point you in a direction. If you set your compass toward the north of hope, peace, and courage, your whole day will be aligned with strength. But if you set your compass toward the south of doubt, anger, and fear, then no matter what good may come to you, you will not be able to receive it. The morning is not just another part of the day, it is the womb of the day. Just as a mother's womb carries life and prepares it to be born, the morning carries the seed of the hours that will follow. If you poison that womb with words of weakness, you give birth to struggle and defeat. But if you nourish that womb with words of power and faith, you give birth to victory and blessing. That is why what you tell yourself in the morning matters more than you think. Many people live defeated lives, not because they lack talent, not because they lack opportunity, but because they begin their day in defeat. Before they even step out of their home, they already said in their heart, "This will be another hard day. I am not enough. Nothing will change." My beloved friends, that is like writing the script of your day in failure before the play has even begun. But what if you change the script? What if you woke up and declared, "Today I choose joy. Today I choose peace. Today I will walk in strength. Today I will not be afraid of what is ahead because I am equipped, I am prepared, and I am favored." Do you see how those words ignite something different in your spirit? Suddenly your shoulders rise, your heart beats with confidence, and your eyes open with expectation. That is the power of the morning mindset. You see, the mind is like fertile ground. Whatever seed you plant in the morning will grow roots and branches throughout the day. If you plant doubt, you will reap hesitation in your decisions. If you plant anger, you will reap conflict in your relationships. But if you plant peace, you will reap calmness in the storm. If you plant courage, you will reap breakthrough in the challenges that come. This is why we must be careful and intentional with the first words we speak into our own soul. Sometimes people say, "But I cannot control my thoughts. They just come." That is not true, my friends. You cannot control the birds that fly over your head, but you can control whether they build a nest in your hair. Thoughts may knock on the door of your mind, but you decide which ones you let inside. And the most powerful way to decide is by speaking. When you open your mouth and declare life, negativity loses its power. Darkness cannot remain where light is shining. Every morning is a battle between two voices, the voice of fear and the voice of faith. Fear says, stay in bed. You will fail again. Nothing good is waiting for you. But faith says, get up. A new chance has come. The mercies of today are fresh. You are not what you were yesterday. You are stronger. Which voice will you agree with? Whichever one you agree with will determine the atmosphere of your day. That is why you must become the prophet of your own morning. Do not wait for someone else to tell you that you are strong. Do not wait for circumstances to encourage you. Speak it yourself. Say to your soul, you will rise today. You will overcome today. You will walk in peace today. And the more you declare it, the more your heart will believe it, and the more your life will reflect it. The power of the morning mindset is not a theory. It is a law of life. Look back at your own days. Remember a day when you started discouraged. Didn't the whole day feel heavy? Even when good things came, you could not enjoy them fully. And remember a day when you started hopeful. Didn't everything feel lighter? Even when challenges came, they did not break you because your spirit was already lifted. So I say to you, protect the first minutes of your morning as if they were treasure. Do not let the noise of the world invade before you have planted your seed. Do not rush to your phone, to messages, to the news. First, rush to your heart. First, plant the words that will carry you. Tell yourself that today is not just another day, but a divine opportunity. Tell yourself that strength, wisdom, and grace are available for you. Tell yourself that you are not alone, that you are guided, that you are favored. When you begin like this, the day will unfold differently. You will notice solutions instead of only problems. You will see open doors instead of closed walls. You will treat people with kindness because you yourself are overflowing with peace. And when the difficulties do come, and they surely will, you will face them with a different spirit, not with fear, but with faith, not with panic, but with patience, not with weakness, but with inner strength. My beloved friends, the morning is your sacred moment. Do not waste it. Do not surrender it. Speak life into it. Guard it with intention. For as you begin, so you will continue, and as you continue, so you will end. So I say again, your day does not begin outside, it begins within. And if you win the morning, you will win the day. My beloved friends, let us go deeper. We have seen how the morning is the womb of the day, how it shapes everything that follows. Now I want to show you the tool, the divine instrument, that fuels your morning and fills your spirit with power. That tool is affirmation. Some call it self-talk, others call it declaration, but I call it the daily fuel of the soul. For just as a car cannot run without fuel, your spirit cannot run strong without words that strengthen it. You see, words are not just sounds in the air. Words are spirit. Words carry power. Words create atmospheres. When you hear words, they enter your mind, but when you speak words, they enter your heart. And when they enter your heart, they shape your reality. That is why affirmations are not empty repetition, not wishful thinking, not a game of the imagination. They are life-giving energy that you direct toward your own soul to awaken strength, clarity, and faith. When you wake up and look at yourself in the mirror, do not only see your face. Speak to the person you see. Do not let silence fill that space. Do not allow the first voice you hear to be the whisper of doubt or the complaint of yesterday. Instead, Open your mouth and fill the air with affirmations. Say, I am alive today, and this day is a gift. I am strong enough for whatever comes. I am wise enough to make good choices. I am loved. I am favored. I am guided. Do you feel how such words shift your spirit? The body may be tired, but the soul rises. Some people hesitate. They say, but if I speak words I do not yet feel, is that not pretending? No, my friends, that is not pretending, that is planting. A farmer plants a seed even when he does not see the tree. He does not say, I will wait until the tree grows before I plant. No, he plants first. And the planting itself is the act of faith that brings the harvest. In the same way, when you affirm powerful truths about yourself, you are planting seeds of confidence, of joy, of hope. The feeling may not come instantly, but if you keep watering it, the harvest will surely come. Affirmations are the language of faith, and faith does not wait to see before it believes. Faith declares what it knows is possible. Affirmations teach your heart to believe before your eyes can see. That is why even when your circumstances are heavy, you must declare, I am light, I will not be crushed. Even when money is scarce, declare, I will not lack, I am being provided for. Even when you feel lonely, declare, I am never abandoned, I am connected, I am cared for. You do not deny your reality, but you speak to it with a higher reality. Let me tell you a secret. Your mind believes your voice more than any other voice. You can hear encouragement from others, but if inside yourself you are saying the opposite, their words will not take root. That is why you must speak your own affirmations. Do not depend on the voices outside. Create the voice inside. Tell yourself what you need to hear. Tell yourself what lifts you. Tell yourself what aligns you with peace. And soon, your mind will believe it because it has heard it from the most trusted source, your own mouth. Some mornings you will feel like a lion and affirmations will roar easily from your lips. Other mornings you will feel weak and the words may come slowly. But in both cases, never stop. If you only affirm on the easy days, you will never build strength. It is when you affirm in the struggle, when you affirm in the heaviness, that the practice becomes power. That is when your soul begins to learn that words are not controlled by feelings. Feelings are controlled by words. Think about it. A song can lift your mood in just a few minutes. A phrase of encouragement can heal a broken heart. If someone else's words can do that for you, how much more will your own words do, spoken each morning with intention? When you affirm yourself daily, you are giving yourself the medicine your soul longs for. You are choosing not to wait for others to pour into you, but to pour into yourself first. This is why affirmations must be spoken out loud, not just thought. When you speak, you hear, and when you hear, it enters deeper. The sound waves of your own voice echo back into your spirit and remind you of who you are. Silence gives space for doubt, but sound gives space for faith. So open your mouth every morning and make your atmosphere align with your destiny. And remember, affirmations are not only about saying I am, they are also about saying I choose. Say, I choose to forgive. I choose to walk in peace. I choose to see possibility. These choices create alignment. They remind you that you are not a victim of the day. You are a creator of the day. Life does not just happen to you. You shape it by your response, and your response begins with your declaration. My beloved friends, let your affirmations become your ritual. Just as you would not skip breakfast, do not skip speaking life into yourself. Just as you would not leave your home unclothed, do not leave your heart uncovered. Clothe yourself with words of power. Cover yourself with declarations of peace. Feed yourself with affirmations of strength. And as you do, Watch how your life begins to shift. Watch how your mind becomes sharper, your emotions steadier, your spirit stronger. Affirmations are your daily fuel. Without them, you will run dry. With them, you will run far. So each morning, do not whisper defeat. Do not echo fear. Speak power, speak peace, speak faith, and let your day be fueled with life. My beloved friends, now let us walk together into another truth, one that can change the very direction of your life. It is the shift from limitation to possibility. This is where so many people stumble, because they live with a language of limitation. Every morning, instead of speaking life, they repeat the old script of defeat. They say, I cannot, I am not enough, I do not have what it takes. And with those words, they lock the doors of their own future before they even try to step forward. Limitation begins in the mind, but it is reinforced by the tongue. When you say, I cannot, you are placing chains around your own feet. When you say, it is impossible, you are closing the very door that could have opened. But when you change the language, you change the atmosphere. When you stop saying, I cannot, and begin saying, I am capable, suddenly, doors that looked sealed begin to reveal cracks of light. When you replace, it is too hard, with, I will grow through this, the challenge no longer looks like a wall, but like a stepping stone. The greatest battle you will ever fight is not against people, not against circumstances, but against the small voice inside you that tells you to stay small. That voice says, do not try. Stay where you are. Nothing will change. That voice is the echo of fear, and every morning you must decide whether you will agree with fear or whether you will rise in faith. Think of a child learning to walk. If that child said, I cannot walk, he would remain crawling forever. But the child does not say, I cannot. The child says, let me try again. But he rises, he stumbles, but he continues. And with each attempt, possibility becomes reality. My friends, we must return to that childlike spirit. We must say to ourselves every morning, I will try again. I will grow. I will move forward. For possibility is not for the perfect, but for the persistent. You see, the shift from limitation to possibility is not magic. It does not happen in one moment. It happens by renewing your language every day. When you wake up and face the mirror, you can see two versions of yourself. One is the limited self, the one that has excuses, the one that remembers failures. The other is the possible self, the one that is still rising, still learning, still capable of greater things. Which one will you speak to? Which one will you feed? If you speak limitation, you shrink. If you speak possibility, you expand. There is a saying that the tongue has the power of life and death. This is not poetry. This is reality. The words you repeat to yourself every morning either give life to your potential or bury it. When you say, I am too old, you bury opportunity. But when you say, it is never too late to start, you give life to new beginnings. When you say, I do not have enough, you bury creativity. But when you say, I will use what I have, you give life to innovation. Life and death, victory and defeat, possibility and limitation. They all begin with the words that come out of your mouth. I know there are some of you who say, but I have tried before and I failed. My friends, failure is not limitation, it is education. Every failure carries a lesson, and every lesson brings you closer to success if you refuse to quit. Do not let failure define you. Let it refine you. Do not say, I failed, so I cannot. Say, I failed, so I learned, and now I am wiser, stronger, and better prepared. That is the language of possibility. And there are others who say, but my circumstances are too difficult. Yes, circumstances can be heavy, But possibility is not the absence of difficulty, it is the presence of hope in the middle of difficulty. A seed does not grow in perfect soil, it grows by pushing through dirt, by breaking rocks, by reaching for the light. In the same way, you can rise in the middle of what looks impossible. If you tell yourself in the morning, "This problem will crush me," then it will. But if you tell yourself, "This problem will grow me," then it will strengthen you instead. Let me remind you of this. Greatness has always been born out of the shift from limitation to possibility. Every invention, every breakthrough, every success began with someone who refused to say, "It cannot be done." Instead, they dared to say, "It is possible." And because they said it, they saw it. So, too in your own life, the moment you stop declaring limitation and start affirming possibility, the path begins to open. It is like standing before a locked door. Limitation says, "There is no key." But possibility says, "Let me try to find it." Limitation says, "The door is too heavy." Possibility says, "Let me push a little harder." And often, you will find that the door was not locked at all. It only needed you to push with a believing heart. So each morning when you wake, you must choose your vocabulary carefully. Do not say, "I am stuck." Say, "I am moving forward." Do not say, "This is too much." Say, "This is shaping me for more." Do not say, "I am weak." Say, "I am growing stronger." And as you speak these words, your heart will begin to align with them. Your mind will begin to believe them. Your actions will begin to reflect them. My beloved friends, life will always present two paths, the path of limitation and the path of possibility. Both are before you every day. And the path you walk will be determined not by what others say, not even by what life throws at you, but by what you choose to tell yourself when the sun first rises. So let us rise each morning and declare not what limits us, but what is possible for us. Let us replace "I cannot" with "I will." Let us replace "It is too hard" with "I am able to grow through it." Let us replace "I am stuck" with "I am moving forward." And when we do, the impossible will begin to bow to the possible. So I say to you, shift your words, and you will shift your world. My beloved friends, we have spoken about the power of the morning, the fuel of affirmations, and the shift from limitation to possibility. But there is something else you must understand if you are to see lasting change. It is consistency. For one word spoken once is like a drop of rain on dry soil. But words spoken daily, faithfully, without ceasing, become a river that carves valleys, that shapes mountains, that transforms the very landscape. So many people start strong but do not continue. They hear a message, they feel inspired, they declare for a day or two, and then they stop. And when nothing changes quickly, they say, "It does not work." But my friends, consistency is the bridge between inspiration and transformation. A seed planted today will not grow into a tree tomorrow. But if you water it day after day, if you protect it, if you do not uproot it in impatience, one day you will see it rise tall and strong, bearing fruit in its season. The same is true with the words you tell yourself each morning. One declaration may encourage you for a moment, but daily declarations spoken again and again begin to rewire the very pathways of your mind. Scientists tell us that the brain creates habits, that the more you repeat a thought, the stronger it becomes. And the more you repeat an action, the more natural it becomes. This is no mystery, it is simply the law of sowing and reaping. What you sow consistently, you will reap abundantly. Think about the river. A river does not cut through rock in a day. It does not carve deep valleys in a week. It does so over years, over centuries, with steady, faithful flow. Drop by drop, wave by wave, it shapes the hardest stone. So too, your daily affirmations, your daily declarations of faith and possibility will shape even the hardest places of your life if you remain faithful to the practice. You see, consistency creates transformation because it builds alignment. Each day that you affirm life, you are training your heart to expect it. Each day you declare strength, you are building spiritual muscles. Each day you replace fear with faith. You are laying another brick in the foundation of a new life. Transformation does not come in the excitement of one moment. It comes in the steady commitment of many moments, joined together in faith. There will be days when you do not feel like speaking those words. Days when your emotions fight against you. Days when circumstances try to convince you to quit. But that is exactly when consistency matters most. When the farmer goes to water his seed, some days the sky is cloudy, some days the soil looks dry, but he does not stop. He waters anyway, because he knows the seed is alive under the ground, even if he cannot see it. In the same way, you must water your soul with consistent affirmations, even when you do not see immediate results. For beneath the surface, something is happening. Roots are growing, foundations are being laid, and in due time, the harvest will come. Do not let your declarations be like fireworks, bright for a moment and gone. Let them be like the rising sun, steady, faithful, and sure. Fireworks excite, but they fade. The sun rises every morning without fail, and because it is consistent, it brings life to the earth. Be like the sun with your affirmations. Do not stop, do not skip, do not give up. Speak life every morning, whether you feel like it or not. That is how transformation takes place. Consistency also builds trust within yourself. When you keep declaring the same words every morning, you are sending a message to your heart. I can rely on me. And when you learn to trust your own words, your confidence grows. You no longer doubt yourself, because you have proven day after day that you are faithful to your own commitments. This inner trust becomes the foundation for greater victories, because a person who trusts their own word can be trusted with greater responsibilities. Think of an athlete training for a race. If he runs only once a week, his body will not be ready. But if he runs every day, even when it rains, even when he feels tired, his body becomes strong, his endurance increases, and he is prepared to win. My friends, life is not a single sprint. It is a marathon. And consistency is the training that will carry you to the finish line. I must tell you this truth: consistency may feel ordinary, but it produces extraordinary results. You may not feel the power of your daily affirmations immediately, but one day, you will look back and see how far you have come. You will see that your fears have lost their grip. You will see that your confidence has grown. You will see that the person you are today is stronger, calmer, and wiser than the person you were before. And all of it will be because you chose not to give up on the small daily habit of speaking life each morning. So I urge you, my beloved friends, make this your commitment. Do not let this be something you try for a few days and then forget. Make it a part of your life, as natural as breathing, as necessary as eating. When you wake up, before you step into the world, feed your soul with words of strength, peace, and possibility. Do it every day. Do it when you are tired. Do it when you are busy. Do it when you are happy. Do it when you are sad, because consistency is the key that turns habits into character and character into destiny. Remember this: greatness is not built in one day. It is built every day. And the secret to living a life of victory is not in what you do occasionally, but in what you do consistently. So each morning, stand firm, speak life, and repeat it without ceasing. For consistency creates transformation.